Oh, absolutely, especially against a team like Providence. They do a lot of good things. They're a big team. They're very similar to us. They got some real good young skilled players that can scoot, and a big defense. They protect the middle of the ice very well. You have to really earn. We've talked a lot last couple of days about it, earning your grade A opportunities because you don't get a ton of them, but I thought we generated enough, obviously, to get the 3 goals, and we had them at 4 grade A's after 2 periods, which is excellent. I thought we did a great job, and obviously, when a team's down by 2 goals, they're going to make some pushes, and they certainly did that. But overall, I thought it was an excellent team effort.
What about the forecheck extended offensive zone time, which happened a lot?
Well, there's a number of teams we play against this year, but where the D back off on the line, and consequently the way we play with puck possession and with our skill, we're able to penetrate the blue line, carrying the puck in. But Providence defends very similar to us, where we want good gap control and stay up at the blue line, and they do a very good job. And consequently, you have to chip and retrieve a lot. And we talked quite a bit about our forecheck, which was off in their building last week. We weren't getting enough sustained pressure, and our forecheck wasn't even getting a one and done. It was in and out, and but I thought we did a lot better job tonight on our forecheck. And there was a few there that we didn't. Just because of line matches, where our D weren't able to get up the ice. So consequently, it's a 3-man forecheck instead of a 5-man forecheck. But I thought when we had our 5 guys on the ice, for the most part, we did a pretty good job tonight on the forecheck.
February 20th, I guess they still have a game in hand, and they still have a better percentage. But to be now even in points with Wilkes-Barre after where it seemed like where they started, what does that mean to you and the group now? It's just for mindset and feeling like something is going on.
Well, I think, from the coaching perspective, we know what's coming ahead of us. With going into tonight, we had 24 games left. 12 of those 24 were against Wilkes-Barre and Providence. So, Providence had a great run. They went 16 games with getting a point, and we were 13. So they've been making quite a push themselves, and we're not looking too far ahead. But, we know that we have 8 games left against Wilkes-Barre, and, if things go away, we hope. I'm thinking those 8 games should determine who wins the division. But, we got some other games to play as well. But at least we're in the mix, and they had their great start, and we made our push in January and February, and hopefully it continues, because we got some real tough opponents coming up. I mean, Providence is not easy. They're probably the toughest team next to Albany that we've played here most recently. And then you turn the corner, we got tomorrow, but next week you got all of a sudden Wilkes-Barre, and you've got Toronto, who's the best team in the league, and Utica, who's on a great tear, especially from getting, they got pressed down, and Higgins from the NHL on waivers. 2 NHLers change the dynamics of a team, as we've seen with a Gomez type of player.
Given the odd nature sometimes of the scheduling here, more rewarding that you didn't come out rusty and after that?
Well, it's always nice because we went into the week second in the league in games played next to Texas. They had 53 and we had 52. So we played a lot of hockey, and we had that real big stretch there where we were playing 4 dates a week. So it's nice to know here that the schedule lightens up a little bit, and even if you look into March, we only played 10 games in 31 days. That is not a lot of hockey, so you have to be ready. We had a great week of practice. We had the skills guys in from Canada, and they were working with our young kids before practice, and we worked on every component of our game that we think's important, and so we had a good week of practice. And sometimes 6 days you're thinking maybe it's going to take a little bit going, but I thought the guys were into it. We didn't feel that we played our best game in Providence last Friday, and we wanted to make sure that we gave them a better game tonight, and we got the results.
Had your share all season of injuries. Guys were out for a significant time. Guys came in and did the job, and now we found out this morning that Carey's out for the season. Your reaction to that? How do you feel about losing Paul, and who steps up and says that I can fill that spot?
Well, I think that Paul arguably was having his best season of his career. I know he had 18 goals or something like that, maybe 3-4 years ago, but a couple down years for him. But he came in and did a great job, and it was an organizational loss because Trotzy and his staff really liked what he was doing up there in Washington as well. So it's a shame with him doing so well and being a good big part of our team that he's out for the season. But from his perspective individually, it keeps him at 258 games. It keeps him under a vet status. So he'll be in quite the demand. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe he puts a Hershey Bear jersey on again. But I think the one great thing about our team is we've had great depth, and we've been able to overcome a lot of injuries. Certainly the Verani injury was devastating for 3 months because that really hurt our power play. And we had Mitchie and O'Brien. I mean, it goes on and on and on with the injuries. But the good thing about us is we've had some good depth, and you look at our players sitting out. Certainly Gaisley's having a heck of a season and was a big part of our team last year, and is still going to have an opportunity. But when you've got a quality player like a Gaisley sitting in the stands right now, it bodes well. But I think the biggest thing is our young guys have just really pushed our third-year plus players this year for ice time, and so that's great for the organization in general.
When you play a team like this back-to-back, how do you take a win like this and use that momentum into the game?
Well, I think we'll sit down and analyze the game tape, and I've already got 10, 12 clips I think that we'll show in the morning where some good things where we exposed. So there were some things we talked about before the game that I thought we did very well for the most part over the course of the game. I think we'll reinforce that. And, there's a couple things I think that we can do better that we talked about in between periods. So we'll certainly show them that. There's a couple things that we do from our team perspective as strengths that I think we can do better that'll put them more on their heels. So we'll show that in the morning. And, it's always about the next one. I tell players that are struggling or having good games, it's all about the next one. And for us, it's the same thing. It's about trying to get that win tomorrow because our home games are dwindling. And, if we want to win the division, we got to take advantage of that. Okay, thank you. See you tomorrow.